And so when you're doing the cup, just a little bit of the blood is going to come up. I'm sorry, the skin's going to come up so the blood can breathe.
Yeah.
You're going to lubricate your cups. So it's just like just taking a little dab and just getting the rim and lubricating it, or even inside the rim if you want to go that far. Just so it can slide and glide. Remember, lubrication is the key. Friction is no good. It's no bueno. You know what I mean. Friction sucks. Anyways, just a little bit. Because we're not cupping to do deep tissue. Deep tissue would mean the skin would be way up. Right, we'd be doing 3 or 4 pumps. So we're just going to be moving it nice and easy.
Wait, did I take away the suction? No, I did not.
So see,
Still looks. Oh, yeah.
Because everything is like super right at this point. We just want the blood and the lymphatic drainage, right, on the first couple layers of skin to move. And you're gonna have some obese people, in shape people. They have knots in their back, and you're gonna see this cup glide against them. Maybe I didn't. And you're gonna hit some of those bumps or whatever. And you're like, wow, you've been living with this. And remember, his kidneys right here, and almost mid body, no matter where your kidney, or probably a little bit lower, is where the kidneys is gonna be. Oh no, K-tape, why'd you come off? Oh, maybe because of oil, I did something, I think I touched it. So when somebody has like gallstones, kidney stones, urinary tract infections, like I said, medical, it's actually a lot involved with it. And if you do these treatments nice and slow over somebody, you'll be, some people will get off the table and say, I gotta go to the bathroom. That's a good thing. That is not a bad thing. You're actually doing something. Because like, yeah, why do you need, like you just used it 30 minutes ago. You don't gain that much pee in 30 minutes. Not even the world's fastest. It'll take a minute.
Massage, and then it's like, you know.
Yeah, because you're moving things. You're actually doing the job of your kidneys, your filtration system. We did on the stomach side, you'll feel like you gotta poop, especially if you work on certain people's stomach in that area. We're not gonna do that today, but I'm just in general. Some people have a colostomy bag. They have the little slit on the side of their rib cage, or I'm sorry, not rib cage, but side of their abdomen, because they can't properly poop because of the injury or whatever they had, and it hurts.
I've seen it come with the hospital with the colostomy bags.
And if somebody moved their stuff for them, they would poop better. They would actually kind of almost get rid of that bag. But no one's really trained to do that in the hospital. Nurses aren't trained in lymphatic drainage.
No, that's why I wanted to work with a couple. I mean, I feel like when I did the pediatric thing, we were doing some other stuff for the kids. We were really going in there and do for the adults as far as abdominal.
And it will help them so much, and they'll be thinking like, where's Laura? You're gonna get like a household name. They'll want you to come every day. And then you're also gonna build your hate list, because now you're on somebody's shit list, because now you are now sought after. Like damn it, why are these patients always asking for Laurel? Why? Because remember, now they're thinking their job's in jeopardy, which it is. It's like, okay, why didn't you educate yourself? Why didn't you go back to school? You guys have degrees. Most people who work in health, everybody thinks they all have degrees. No, they don't. Some people are lucky they came in an older system to where they just got hired because they needed the staff. Yes, there are educated people in there, but for the majority, not everybody has a degree. So you would have a leg up over everybody. And they're like, damn, we got to pay her $96,000 an hour. Dang. She's worth all that. Perfect. So then for the cups, once we're done those, if they needed bigger suction, because it's like a bigger person, like say the person's this big, like their back is up here, their butt, massive people, this ain't gonna do it. Because it can only suck, it stops here. So the skin, it's only about that much. So you need something bigger, like a fire cupping, or if you don't have fire, because you're gonna be in a hospital setting, because they're not gonna allow you to be setting matches or people on fire. We're gonna use that blue silicone. And for this one, you could press it in, but then that, the person's body, right? They're gonna be like, oh, wait a minute, what'd you do? I had facial powder. So you're just squeezing together, and then you just place it right on the back. And then this one's the same thing. I didn't lubricate it, so it may have to back. If the man gives you friction, he's not the one. Yes, there's no. Anyway, I don't know what I'm saying.
That's not. Oh, that's a little too much then.
You got it. It'll move. It just takes right. It takes a little bit.
That's not painful.
And then sometimes when you see the redness of the back, even though he's brown, I'm brown, you're light brown, you can still see his. You see how the red, like the erythema, the blood is coming up. So in the regular cups, you might see it with this, but it only goes so far. So this, yeah, you'll see it with this cup, but these cups and the glass cups, which is the fire cups, you're going to see the blood flow because it's a deeper suction. It's like.
Yeah, I'm going over scalpel and it's still suctioning.
Because some people will always say, "Oh, well, lymphatic drainage, it always has to be light." No, if it's an injury that kind of just happened, where you know you're allowed to work on it, is past the acute phase, then yes, I would use light strokes because yes, I just need to move the lymphatic system. But after a couple of weeks, or if it's a crazy injury to where you need deeper pressure, you need something that can actually lift their skin and help them. Good, perfect. And then after that, that's just basically the face, the smaller ones.
Yeah, I think I've seen you do that one too.
Yeah, so we pretty much did all the back work or any other wound. It doesn't have to be the back.
Difference.
Right. Yeah, red and one's just right. Because remember, we just did the brush, fingers, and that's what I'm saying. Like even if you did the lightest strokes, like they're telling you in the book, that may help superficially. It's almost like getting a facial. A facial is great to have. It makes your face feel good and look good a little bit, but then after 2 or 3 days, you're like, what happened? Why is it didn't? It's not a lasting effect. Lasting effect would be the dermaplaning with the blade to get rid of the skin, then a chemical peel. So same thing for the back. For massage purposes, you need something deeper to go through instead of just doing hand movements and slow pressure. I know some people will do like super slow lymphatic drainage, which it could take you an hour just to do one side of the back. I'm not shitting you, like because they'll in certain classes, yeah, they'll teach you to go like this slow, which is good, but in practical settings, you don't even have that type of time. Even if their insurance is the best insurance, they're not going to allow you to work on somebody for 3 hours when you can see 6 patients. You know, and that's like the downside. So the book is correct, but in reality, I don't know too many places that allow you to really do what the book, is telling you to do. But the book is a good reference. So say you work for yourself, then you do have all the time in the world, and you can take care of him for 5 hours. Yes, but then that's when the book is perfect. Because yeah, you do want to do it right, but in these fast-paced medical massages, you're not gonna have that time. Trust me. Even if they're the only client in there, they're still gonna want you to get rid of that person so they can try. What if somebody walks in? They're all about money. All right, so we did the back. Good.